Change, impossible things. There's the kind of change that's foisted upon you, appearing out of the blue, leaving you feeling no longer in control of your life. Example, finding out my beloved health club had closed. More on this later. Then there's change you make yourself. 11 years ago, I was in a horrible job, saying the same thing over and over and getting nowhere. On a Friday night, I'd fall asleep watching Corrie, then wake thinking of work. I'd cry tears of frustration about all the unsolvable stuff. I often wanted to lie on the floor and weep, and yeah, I did do that once. Maybe you have to reach rock bottom, the end of your tether, before it's time for change. And knowing where I am now, I'm so pleased I was brave enough, because each change leads to another and another. Change is scary. I read Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, but think I got more from just hearing that phrase in my head and from talking to my friend about my plans, because I did have plans, or fantasies at least. First I got a new job, less money, longer commute. It was wonderful, organised, well managed, bliss. Within weeks, a bit of hope and a sliver of confidence returning, I began putting my big plan into action, applying to do a creative writing MA at Lancaster. This would involve leaving the job within a year, spending savings, leaving hometown and parents' house in which I was still living aged 43, yeah, I know, and moving to a different part of the country. I planned, researched, applied and got in. Okay, there was some waiting around I've missed out there, but I held my nerve and carried on holding it once I heard I was in. I learnt not to look too far ahead, just far enough. What do I need to do next? I'll just do that for now. I was scared of showing my writing to anyone, of reading it out. It felt as difficult, embarrassing and exposing as being an artist model, and yet here I am. I did the MA for the challenge and the experience. I made friends, wrote loads, found my voice. Writing took me to Lancaster, but it's since taken me to other places: Manchester, Halifax, Liverpool, Chorley, Finchley, Canterbury, Bristol, and just recently Coventry. Except that's where I started. Doing a reading in my hometown with my best friend there taking photos was very special. After uni, I got a job in a well-established nursery. I rented first, then purchased a flat in Morecambe without a clue of what I was doing, but somehow, gradually, I did it. Then, in October 15, various circumstances, including my impending 50th, came together, and I began what I call on Twitter and my blog, the impossible thing. This is to find out what it's like not to be fat, something I've no experience of, at least from the age of 9-ish. So far, I've lost 7 stone 10 pounds and hope eventually to lose maybe 10 stone. I've gone from a stone into morbidly obese, down through severely and moderately to merely overweight. I've done it slowly. Sustainable lifestyle changes, such as eating a bit less of certain things and doing as much exercise as I can. I've worked and worked at this and won't ever give up. I decided I needed to use my determination and, dare I say, intelligence to do things my way. My exercise regime's based around swimming, but over the years I've added cycling and Zumba. I enjoy them and I'm happy to carry on, which is good because I'll have to. Weight loss has given me more confidence and lots of energy. It's exciting to notice this, as well as changes in health, appearance and clothes sizes, and to hear others mention it, especially virtual strangers, as has happened twice. Obesity is the elephant in the room, but the elephant is now running down the stairs, waving her arms and shouting something about Zumba. Now she's cycling on the prom on a bicycle called Brenda. Who knew? One of the best things about weight loss is finally being in control of something I never was before. And I might one day, next year perhaps, be walking around still me but at ideal weight. It's an exciting little nugget of hope I carry with me at all times. When I heard the VVV had closed, I have to admit I cried and had a bit of a panic, what if it was all over? But within a day I was heading to a different venue for Zumba, sorting where I was going to swim, changing my routine, reading bus timetables, maps and websites. Plan, research, adapt, hold your nerve. Don't look too far ahead, just far enough. Make like a sapling, bend, don't break. Never give up. And this year I began another seemingly impossible thing, learning the ukulele through private lessons and going to a group. Not sure I would have done this without my new confidence and energy. Actually playing a musical instrument like living by the sea and losing weight was previously the stuff of fantasy. I'm working at it, as with everything else, gradually, And recently I took the nun from my workplace, Nazareth House, who recommended my ukulele teacher to me, to the pub for the ukulele group. Now that's something I never foresaw. Who's writing this sitcom? It's great. Living my best life? I reckon I am. I did all this. I made these changes happen. What next? Not sure, but bring it on.